Alright, here's my little DIY acrylic or plexiglass bending machine that or bending table that I built. So I saw this video online and basically I emulated that. So I got some nichrome wire, basically in a big spool, and this is 20 gauge, which is a good hefty size. So at first I tried to use a Dell laptop thing, but I don't think I think the gauge of the nichrome was too thick. So this was 19.5 volts at 6.5 amps, and it wasn't enough to heat the wire up. So as per the DIY video that I saw, I basically bought this Variac, which is a variable AC transformer, and basically it goes up to 130 volts, so line voltage in North America pretty much, and you can scale it from anywhere from 0 to 130. And I'm finding that all I need to do is go up to about 20 volts or 26 volts, and it's a 5 amp unit, and I'm finding that it works really well. So basically, I don't know how electrically safe this is, so I keep my distance away from the nichrome, which is suspended in between in this aluminum channel to prevent the wood from burning. And it's attached to a spring because nichrome expands as it's heated. So we'll show you a little bit of a heating thing. So we turn it on, and we're at 0 volts right now, so nothing is happening. And this is a sample piece of plexiglass that's the first ever that I bent, and it was really just a test piece just to see if I could do it, and I'm really impressed with the quality of the bends. I had a little bit too much heat, I think, so I'm going to have to experiment with heat before I start doing turntable dust covers, which is why I built this thing, to be able to do up some turntable covers, which are very expensive to do. And so what you do is you lay your plexiglass, and then I've got a 90-degree kind of thing here going, so you can actually, put it over the trace there. We turn our heat on, and as I dial up the Variac, you can feel it humming, and then you'll see the nichrome wire basically get red hot. And there you have it. So you let it heat underneath until the plexiglass is nice and malleable. So that's just basically a resistance wire, similar to what's used in space heaters, electric space heaters. And we're heating it up and giving it a good dose of heat. And this is where I got to figure out the timing so I don't overcook the thing. So I'm going to try and bend it here for a sec. And you can see it starting to give way. Once again, I'm going to put it down and I'm going to turn it off. And there you can see how I've lifted the one part of the board, and then it just basically bends the plexiglass. I didn't let this cool too much. I just wanted to show you the process. So there you go. You can see that I've and it's not 90 degrees because I didn't let it cool enough. But I just wanted to show you how it was done. And there you have it. A very, very slick way of bending plexiglass. So what I do is make sure everything's electrically disconnected, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some larger pieces of really nice, good, clear plexiglass. This is just a little scrap I had kicking around, and I think it really, and it's very strong once it cools, and the seams are really, really good. No bubbles, no blackness or anything, so I'm pretty close to the temperature I need. I overcooked that corner right there a little bit, but again, a little bit of trial and error, and we'll get the timings and and I'll be able to start bending plexiglass pretty good. There you have it. Plexiglass or acrylic bending machine, and then you see where you lay your item across, and then once it's heated, then you just simply bend it up, and you go to about 90 degrees, and then that'll give you a nice 90-degree thing. And what I do is I use this speed square basically to get to my 90-degree point, and then you let it cool, and then presto, you have a finished product. Alright, here's what I'm trying to build, and what it is the dust cover for my Thorns turntable. I ordered this thing from England, and it was not cheap. It cost me about $100 for the unit, $120 I think it was, and then plus another $70 for shipping. So I thought, well, this is a pretty simple device. Why don't I make one myself? So, as I discussed earlier, I'm going to put this down so it doesn't get scratched, right there. What I did was I used it as a template, and I got some plexiglass. It's got some protective film on it, that's why it's so dull. And I basically measured it out, and what I did was I drew lines where my folding portions would be to match that. And basically I built this heat press, this acrylic folding table, which has a nichrome filament wire there that heats up, and then what I can do is I can bend it up to basically form my dust cover. So what I'm doing right now is I've put a hole where the center point is, and then here are my bend points, which I'm going to take this off, so I'm going to actually mark on the edges where the points are for the bends, and then I'll go through the bending process and hopefully make something very similar to that. So we'll give it a shot, see how it turns out, and report on that on completion. The pilot hole, and as you can see I've got a scrap piece of wood that I'm drilling into so I don't wreck my nice table, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to widen it with a larger bit. There you have it, the first bend done. You can see the nice clear acrylic now with the hole in the round part, and we've got the back end, which is really equivalent to that part done right now on the bend. So we'll carry on and see how it looks, and then of course you can see the 5/8 hole there, or 5/16 I think it is. We have the final product, and of course I screwed up, which is typical of a first test piece. As you can see, I inverted everything, so I bent everything the wrong way. So here we see the I want to see if I can rebend this. I doubt it. It's going to probably snap. But anyway, this is a mirror image, but it came out really nice. It really freaking it's full of sawdust and all that stuff. But anyway, it really came out nice. Too bad I bent it the wrong way. Didn't think spatially enough, I guess. But at least the process works. So there you have it. One each. Reverse Thorns turntable cover, or dust cover. So there you have it. The dust cover is backwards, so I'm going to see if I can bend it all back again. And there you have it, the finished product. I rebent it, and now that's my dust cover for my Fisher turntable. I'll put a logo on it. The only thing that I haven't done yet, I haven't scored the edges, so I'm going to heat the edges, and what that does is it makes it nice and clean and beautiful. And I think that will be a wrap on that. And actually, that's a keeper. It polished up really well and looks really good. And I'm going to hit it with a torch along the edges just to get rid of some of these black marks, which are Sharpie marks where my lines were. and then it'll smooth out the finish on the side edges. So that is my DIY turntable dust cover bending machine that I did from a YouTube. So very proud of how it turned out. Thanks for watching.